Hello everyone, สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to my cooking channel True Thai Kitchen. Today I'm making one of my favorite appetizers. These are fresh spring rolls. Fresh rolls are healthy and they're nice and light. You can use just about anything that you want, and I have got some really creative ways and some ideas for you to try at home and make them look really pretty but also tasty. So let's get started. Spring is such a beautiful time, and I love going into my garden to pick some fresh herbs. Nothing like a fresh smell of basil, mint, and cilantro. Fresh rolls are usually made with shrimp, noodles, crunchy veggies, and herbs, but today I'm showing you a different way to be creative and use whatever you have in your fridge. So let your imagination run wild and have fun. I'm making two types of vegetarian rolls, and the other rolls have crab, chicken, eggs, and sausage. I also invented this sauce. It's a Canadian meets Thai dipping sauce, maple sriracha peanut sauce. So keep watching how I make beautiful fresh rolls and an amazing dipping sauce to go with. Cooking is art, and this is where you can get creative and look in your fridge and see what you have and work with what you've got. For this recipe, I used bell pepper, cucumber, carrot, mango, radishes, lettuce, some herbs like cilantro, basil, and mint. For protein, I used eggs, tofu, chicken, and sausage. You will need round dry rice paper and vermicelli noodles. Slice your veggies and protein thinly so they're easier to roll. Rice paper are translucent and very thin wrappers made from rice and water. They can be purchased dry, and you need to soak them in warm water before you start filling them with other ingredients. Fresh spring rolls are not deep fried, making them really healthy. But if you are interested in my crispy spring rolls, check the description below for the recipe. My Canadian meets Thai maple sriracha sauce is creamy and sweet. You need peanut butter, maple syrup, soy sauce, hoisin sauce, sriracha sauce, rice vinegar, and some warm water. Start by adding 3 tablespoons of smooth peanut butter in a bowl. Then add 2 tablespoons of real maple syrup. You can use table maple syrup if you would like. I just like the real maple syrup taste. Then you'll add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. Just a little tip, it's a good idea to make the dipping sauce before you start assembling the spring rolls, because you want to let the sauce just sit and let the flavors come through, and also the spring rolls taste so much better freshly made. Now we add 1.5 teaspoons of sriracha sauce. You can add more if you want it to be a little bit more spicy. Because hoisin sauce and maple syrup are sweet, we are balancing it with a little bit of rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon. Add a little bit of warm water to thin out the sauce. Give it a good mix. Let it sit and let all the flavors mingle. Before you serve it, sprinkle some crushed peanuts on top and you're golden. I did not like tofu the first time I had it. I was like, ew, this is kind of mushy and tasteless. Then I discovered firm tofu. Game changer, guys. Personal preference, but I like to slice the tofu, fry them up in a pan, and it really helps transform the texture and flavors. I like that tofu doesn't make you feel bloated and stuffed. It's really good when you want something nice and light. Cook the vermicelli noodles according to the package instructions. Soak dry noodles in hot water until they become softened. About 5 to 10 minutes depending on how hot your water is and how soft you want your noodles to be. Drain, rinse, and set aside. Okay guys, now it's time to get to work. Peel, dice, slice, chop anything that you need to have for your spring rolls. And if you are feeling a little crafty, make some flowers, leaves, cat, dogs, unicorn. Okay, maybe that's a bit much. Whatever designs that you are making, just make sure that they are thinly sliced so your life is a little easier when you are rolling the spring rolls. It's a lot of work cutting and chopping, but it's so worth it. And when you are done cutting, chopping, slicing, and snacking, you'll have a beautiful plate of fresh ingredients ready for your spring rolls. So let's rock and roll. Okay, so here we go. Let's make our first fresh spring roll. Take 1 sheet of dry rice paper and soak it into warm water for about 5 seconds, and it should still be somewhat hard. Don't worry, it will continue to soften. Lay it on a clean, flat surface. I recommend using a plastic board instead of a wooden one. The wrappers tend to stick less. This is a vegetarian one, so go ahead and grab a couple leaves of lettuce and cucumber slices, mango, carrot, peppers. Make it colorful. And the order of things is not important as long as you don't overstuff it. So just a little bit of everything. As for the herbs, I am using all 3: basil, mint, and cilantro. You can be strategic of how you want to present things. So if you want mango to show because of that beautiful yellow color, you can place that at the bottom. So see how I place it right there? And then I will go ahead and add the noodles right on top, like that. Here is how I roll. I take a little piece of the rice paper and fold it away from yourself, and then you fold the sides like so, and carefully, not to break the rice paper because it's very fragile. And then you're going to tuck and roll. So tucking and rolling nice and tight, slowly but surely. And ta-da! And there's that little piece of beautiful mango. Voila! My second idea of a vegetarian roll is featuring fried tofu. And if you are a tofu virgin, choose firm tofu and not the soft kind. Fry those things up and they are good to go. So in this vegetarian roll, I am using the exact same ingredients as the last one, plus fried tofu with a little drizzle of honey garlic sauce. Optional, but recommended. And really, if there are things that you don't like, you don't have to use them. Customize your own spring rolls and use ingredients that you like. Experiment and have fun. It could be a good day to clean your fridge. If you have some leftover breakfast, like bacon and eggs, throw them in there. Maybe some lunch meat would be nice, like roast beef, turkey. Oh yeah, yum. If this is your first time making fresh spring rolls, it does take time and practice. The first time I made these, I broke so many because I overstuffed them. I ended up eating all the ugly ones, and by the time I was done tucking and rolling, I was so full. I had some grilled chicken in the fridge and I thought this would be delicious in fresh rolls. And I was right. This roll is for a non-herb person. No mint, no cilantro, no basil. It's really no good. Just kidding. It's very tasty. The kids may go for it, and they'll get their nutrients in too, with chicken, noodles, and veggies. This is an imitation crab and veggie roll. Here's an example of how you can show off those beautiful designs that you made. I placed my sliced radish at the bottom. Then I added my vegetables and mango and herbs. I placed the carrot flowers, then the noodles. So when I start rolling, the imitation crab is inside, wrapped around by noodles and veggies. So the carrot flowers and the pieces of radish would show through the transparent wrapper. It's a beautiful art that I find so calming and satisfying. Here's a fun one. Jam-packed protein fresh roll. So this has tofu, eggs, sausage, some carrots, and cucumber. And the noodles are not invited to this party because we're going for the low-carb, high-protein roll. The bigger the pieces, the more challenging it is to roll your spring roll. But if you can master my tucking and rolling method, you'll be just fine. Keep in mind that the rice papers are thin and delicate, so you have to be gentle. But you need to apply the right pressure when you are rolling them so that they are nice and tight. fresh rolls taste best the day that they're made. If you are serving them within 2 hours, you can just wrap them up with parchment paper or wax paper so that they don't stick to one another. When you are ready to serve, carefully unwrap parchment paper or wax paper and plate them. But if you want to store them in the fridge, I suggest using a plastic wrap to keep the wrapper soft and sticking together. Store in an airtight container in the fridge for about 2 to 3 days. My favorite part aside from eating them is plating, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. All you need are your imagination and creativity. Make it vibrant, use those herbs and the flowers from the garden. There's so much beauty in our food. Nature really is a wonderful thing. I hope you enjoy watching my video and get inspired to make some beautiful fresh rolls and see some rainbows the next time you go to a grocery store or step into your garden. And if you found my video helpful and enjoyable, leave me a comment and don't forget to subscribe so I can make some more Thai cooking videos like this. Thanks so much for watching. ขอบคุณค่ะ Happy Spring from Canada!